health coach. Have you ever had a coaching session where your client just wouldn't stop talking? Maybe you ask one question and suddenly you're into a 15-minute story all about all of their health problems. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking and you're wondering how to steer the session back on track without feeling rude. Well, I get it, and I hear from so many new health coaches who experience this. Well, today I'm going to share with you 5 easy ways to keep your coaching sessions focused while having your client feel heard. So let's dive in. The first tip I have is to teach your client how to be a client. So I really feel like because health coaching is a fairly new role and field, not many people really understand it or know what to expect from a health coaching session. So we do have a bit of an educational role and almost have to train our clients how to be clients and how to interact with us during a coaching session, because they know how to go to therapy and talk for an hour. They know how to go to a doctor and get a diagnosis, a prescription, or some sort of treatment plan. They may understand that a registered dietitian can provide them with therapeutic meal plans and tell them what to eat. But they do not know how to show up and be an active participant in a coaching relationship. This is different. They have roles and responsibilities, and we have a process that we're guiding them through. So it really does help to be able to explain to your clients how coaching is different from some of these other professionals and how to be able to help them understand the expectations of what a coaching session really looks like and their role in it. So you might say something like, coaching is a partnership, it's a relationship, it's a back and forth conversation. My job is to ask thought-provoking questions, reflect what I hear, and help you uncover your own answers. And your role is to engage in the process, to reflect, share your thoughts and ideas, and take action between sessions. So this kind of explanation can really help set the right expectations from day one, right? And have them understand that coaching is a back and forth, and it's not just an opportunity for them to ramble on for an hour. My second tip is to set the agenda early. So one of the best ways to prevent that rambling is to set clear expectations before the client launches into a long story. Of course, in coaching, we do like a little bit of chit chat to build that rapport in the beginning of the session, or asking a question like, what's new or good? But even this can set your client off on a play-by-play of everything that happened since your last session. And I am all for starting off with some rapport building, but if you have a client who you know can't stop once they start, then I highly recommend starting your session with that agenda and expectation setting first thing. So right at the start of your session, say something like, today we have about 45 minutes, so we'll start in a minute by checking in on your action steps from last time. Then we'll confirm your coaching topic for today, and then we'll explore that area of focus, and we'll end with developing some goals and action steps for the next 2 weeks. How does that sound? So this gently lets your client know that the time is structured, that we do have an agenda and a process to follow, and that it isn't just this open session for them to talk. And then my third tip is to set the areas of focus early. So this is building on setting the agenda for the entire call. It is also really important to have your client name and identify their coaching topic. So after you do that quick check-in about their action steps from last time, then you'll want to ask something like, so what do you want to focus on today? What do you need coaching support on today? And what would you like to accomplish in today's session? That really helps your client get clear. Reflect back and then ask any follow-up questions to really clarify and be specific and name the coaching topic. This is going to allow you to have that path to follow, a destination that you're trying to get to by the end of the call. So if your client then starts taking detours or going off the road, you'll be able to bring them back to that agreed upon topic. My fourth tip is to gently interrupt. Yes, it is okay. I know. Interrupting feels awkward. But in coaching, it's a skill that you will want to develop and one you should get comfortable using. I know we say in coaching that we let the client lead and it's all about them and it's client-centered and we do more listening than talking. But that does not mean that we let them talk for the entire session. It means that they get to choose the topic, they get to choose their goals and their action steps, so the content is theirs for sure. We're the ones holding the coaching container. We are facilitating an intentional coaching conversation. It is our job to keep that session on topic and on time. So your coaching session won't be productive if you just let your client ramble on for the entire session. So if you know that your client is long-winded and on a tangent, telling a story, ruminating, it's okay to gently interrupt by saying something like, "Can I pause you there for a second? I can tell this is really important to you and I want to make sure we have time to get to your goals and action steps." Or you could say, "I'm just going to pause you there. I hear a lot of details in this story and I want to check in. Are we still on track for what you wanted to focus on today?" Or you could also say something like, "I'm just going to interrupt you there for a moment. I'm noticing the time and I really want to make sure we get to fill in the blank with their stated topic," right? We want to get to stress, we want to get to exercise, whatever it was. So most clients actually appreciate this because it reminds them that coaching isn't just casual chatting. It is purposeful, right? And that you are here in service of them to help them work through their intended topic. And then my final tip, number 5, is to use gentle redirects. So gentle redirects are similar to those interruptions I just mentioned. The intent is that you really want the client to feel heard and understood. So you want to acknowledge them and not just rudely interject or cut them off, but you do want to get them out of that rambling and ruminating and move forward with the progress. So if a client is rambling on or maybe taking a detour to a new topic, just use a soft redirect to move the conversation forward. You might say something like, "That's really interesting. I'm curious. How does this connect to the goal we set today?" Or you might say, "I hear that this is important to you. Would you like to spend the rest of our time exploring some goals and action steps?" Or something like, "Are you ready to move into goal setting and action planning?" So we're moving it forward. And a final one is, "I'm noticing we've shifted gears a little bit into a new topic. Did you want to switch our topic for today? Or would you like to get back to talking about X, Y, or Z, right? Whatever that initial intention was." This is going to let your client feel acknowledged while getting the conversation shifting back to where it needs to be or to moving it on to the next step in the coaching process. So there you have it, 5 tips to deal with a talkative client. First, teach them how to be a client. Then you want to set the agenda for the session. Then you want to set the coaching topic. Then learn how to gently interrupt and when needed, use some gentle redirections. So these tips are really going to help you maintain control of the session. They're going to keep your client engaged and on topic without cutting them off or making you feel like a rude drill sergeant, which we absolutely don't want to do. So if this was helpful, just hit that button below and subscribe for more coaching tips, and let me know in the comments, what's the biggest challenge you face in your coaching sessions? Thanks so much for tuning in today. See you on the next video. Bye for now.